Oh, it seems like linear TV is on the way out. And I say that as somebody who adores from the bottom of my heart linear television. I love channels. I love the promo bumpers they used to have. I even loved the commercials back in the day. Not all of them, of course, but you have to remember that pre-2010s, TV was pretty freaking great. Yeah, there were days where they just showed nothing because there was nothing new. Everybody wanted something new. New all the time. So you had to wait throughout the week. You had to be patient. But if there was something on that you did like, it was great. People wanted marathons of content that they really liked, and they started to get more. And that's all they do now is marathons of certain shows. So you know to tune in. Like I know to tune in to FXX whenever The Simpsons is on because it's a marathon of The Simpsons. And then they go into Family Guy and then Futurama and so on and so forth. Every day. Pretty much every day. Sometimes they mix them around the networks, just so they can get continued traffic on different networks. But back in the day, you knew if you tuned into this network, you got this program at this time, and it was wonderful. And nowadays, you still have that, but you can take it on the go. But what's killing it? Well, I'll tell you what's killing it. Number one, the price. People paying $200-$300 for both an internet and a TV plan. It's ridiculous. They bundle them together, and it's still ridiculously expensive. It comes out to as much as some of people's utility bills. And it's not a utility, so people can't justify it. So they cut the cable and they go to fast TV, or they get an antenna, or they choose a cheaper streaming service. And then the other thing is streaming. Unfortunately, streaming is presenting itself as the de facto alternative, which is just on demand based on the internet. Streaming technically started with on demand on cable and satellite. That's where it started. And then Netflix took the concept, they ran with it, they started acquiring a whole bunch of TV shows that you could get all in one place, and it was a massive draw for people because they didn't have to go far to find programming. It was structured like cable, but it was all in one place. But the networks got greedy and said, well, we can do that ourselves, so we're going to lock our content on our own service, because they were looking just at the format. They weren't looking at the convenience of having multiple content from multiple different companies and studios in one place. And so they shot themselves in the foot by doing that. Disney did it, Paramount did it, Warner Brothers did it. They all did their own thing, and now they're all paying the price for it. And now they're starting to tail between their legs, kind of sheepishly license stuff out to Prime Video, Netflix, Apple TV, and so on. Because it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier to distribute your content throughout multiple different streaming services than it is to pay to have your own infrastructure. Looks good to investors, but if there's no return on that investment, then they're going to go, okay, why don't you just do it the Netflix way? Why don't you just license it out to these people and then just take what you can get from there? But I bet the licensing fees will increase as well because they have to have all the money. But streaming is definitely killing linear TV. And streaming is not a good alternative in my opinion. I don't have any of the major streaming services. I don't have Max. I don't have Paramount Plus. I had a month of Paramount Plus. I tried a trial and then I did a month after that. And it wasn't great. And I wouldn't recommend it. Especially because on the cheapest tier, you still get ads. The whole draw is that you have an ad-free experience. It is just a good, overall, clean experience where you can watch your shows. You don't have to pirate anything. It's great. But now they're pushing people to piracy because the experience has gotten worse and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to license out. And they're eliminating things like password sharing because they're losing money. It's just a losing money proposition. They're not doing well, but they're insisting on making it work because they're beholden to investors. But that is killing linear television because the convenience of streaming is almost undeniable. Well, I don't have to wait for a show to come on. I mean, you have to wait for it to release, but I don't have to wait at a certain time. And the argument I have against that is you can watch linear TV on your phone. You take your phone everywhere you go. As long as you get data or Wi-Fi, you can watch TV. Which if you had told me that back in 2002, I would have hugged you and I would have never stopped. Because the number one thing I always wanted as a kid was to be able to take that TV experience on the road. Yeah, we had DVDs and portable DVD players. We had Video Now. We had Game Boy Advance Video. Remember that? But having the experience of watching TV and not missing when new episodes premiered, when new events premiered, that was wonderful. And now you can do that. But TV doesn't do events anymore. They'll occasionally do a marathon. The closest thing to an event I've seen is Family Guy Fridays on Freeform, which I don't even think they do that anymore. And then they used to do Every Simpsons Ever. That's how they brand their Simpsons marathons on FXX, based on the original Every Simpsons Ever marathon that they ran for, I think, the entire month of whenever it was. And they did Every Simpsons from the first to the current season at that time. And they had some of the most amazing bumpers I had seen in years. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. I only watched some of it. They did a Treehouse of Horror marathon around Halloween that was beautiful, and it had the same type of bumpers but themed around Treehouse of Horror episodes. It was great. I mean, it was fantastic. But what'll save linear TV is bringing that presentation back. Bring back colorful bumpers with characters and music and color. You're watching insert network here. Coming up next is so-and-so. Then is so-and-so. Nice, calming, relaxing, fun, energetic music and bright colors and fun. Get people excited again about watching television. That's what you have to do. And in order to do that, you need good programming, you need good program lineups, you need must-see events that you promote everywhere that people are. Promote them on social media, promote them on YouTube, promote them on TikTok. It doesn't take long to cut a promo for those things. So cut promos for those. Having that as primary ad space would instantly draw people back, because either they would be so annoyed that they go, fine, I'll check it out, or they'll just be annoyed and that's that. But you're still getting the word out there. A lot of times people will go, I don't know what's going on. I turned on my TV yesterday. I didn't realize they were celebrating the Powerpuff Girls 25th anniversary. November 18th, 2023 was the 25th anniversary of the Powerpuff Girls. I had no idea. No idea. No advertisement whatsoever. None. It's just I turned on Cartoon Network because it was the weekend and I figured, hey, there's probably something classic on. And it was. It was classic Powerpuff Girls for most of the day. No idea. And they had these special bumpers in between celebrating it. But no promotion. What a great event that would have been had I had known more about it. And they're celebrating the entire month. So, but I just... no idea. So in order to save TV, you need to make people aware of TV. You need to make affordable TV plans. If you're going to have plans, you need to make the networks attractive. You know, that's the other thing, is don't just dump everything onto streaming and ignore the networks. A lot of networks are doing both network premieres and then next day on streaming, or even same day on streaming. Give your customers the option of how they want to watch their programming. If you deny the customers the ability to watch a linear broadcast or to watch streaming and make them choose one or the other, that's going to cause problems. Do both. I can guarantee you they can afford to do both. Absolutely. But they don't consider it wise because, well, there's not enough subscribers to linear TV, or there's not enough subscribers to streaming. And do both. In an ideal world, what streamers would do is they would put the channels that they own onto streaming, the linear channels, and just let people watch those linear channels. Disney would be putting on all of their linear channels, including or minus the ESPNs, but they would put all of their linear channels, including your local ABC affiliate, onto streaming. Just put in your zip code when you enter in your account, and then that determines which ABC affiliate you get. Simple as that. And then allow people to watch the broadcast the same they would if they had Comcast or Time Warner or Spectrum or Cox or whatever, or DirecTV, Dish. Allow them to watch those networks for a flat rate that's decent. Maybe, I don't know, $20 a month, along with the entire library of streaming content. That's a draw. Having live TV on top of having your on-demand content is great. Disney doesn't have this. So Disney is bland and uninteresting, but they're adding ads and they're taking away password sharing. It's stupid. They don't know how to live stream. Hulu is the better platform they have, and I'm hoping that when they fold the two together that it goes under the Hulu banner, because I think it's a far better brand. But I don't trust Disney to do anything right, so I have a feeling it's all going to be folded into Disney Plus to try to save Disney Plus, which it won't. It just won't. It won't save Disney Plus. Because they're turning streaming into cable without realizing that, hey, people ditched cable for something that was better and it offered a better experience. You can't do that to your consumers. You can't give them an experience that's better than linear and then go back to that same format for nearly as much money, for what will eventually amount to that much money. You're just shuffling chairs around the deck of the Titanic. Give people options for linear and for streaming, and also don't sleep on your fast TV services. Paramount is learning that when you put stuff on Pluto TV, people will watch it because it's free. I've seen restaurants that have things like Pluto TV, Samsung TV, so on and so forth. They expedite their channels to other fast TV services so they can get the ad revenue. But put full seasons of shows. They don't put full seasons of shows on a lot of these fast TV services. Put full seasons on there. Let people watch full seasons. The shows are old enough. They've generated enough revenue just to get interest. Except for, I think, maybe I Love Lucy and dedicated channels have full seasons. I'm not sure. Can you imagine a dedicated Simpsons channel on a fast TV service from Disney? Or a dedicated Family Guy channel, or Bob's Burgers, or King of the Hill, or Futurama. All those 20th animation shows that they now own thanks to buying Fox. And a dedicated 20th Century Movies channel, or 20th Century Classics channel. Disney is missing out on that. They don't have those services. But they should. If they're not building them already, they should have them. That might turn things around, because they do have a library of content that people care about. It's just the modern stuff people hate, and the modern decisions that they hate. They're not paying attention to these fast TV services. Warner Brothers has been talking for months about building their own. They have a couple of channels on Tubi and other services, but they completely have dropped the ball on just dropping Warner Brothers TV. I don't know if they ran into some sort of copyright issues with the name or what the situation is. They need a fast TV service. It's doing wonders for Paramount. The ad revenue is just flowing into Pluto TV, and same with Fox, with Murdoch, with Tubi. These fast TV services are the best alternatives to cable. They don't have all the newest stuff, but as far as classic stuff is concerned, the libraries are getting bigger and bigger, and more people are tuning in. Because again, you can tune in on any device at any time. There's on-demand content as well as the live TV. That's what streaming services should be. Give people actual live TV and give them on-demand content, and they will subscribe to that. And it won't matter if Comcast or Spectrum or any of these other services stay or go away. Give people options, for crying out loud. That's what'll save linear television. If you make it available, people will watch it. If people can't access it, they won't. I can't tell you when Checkered Past premiered how many people were like, oh, how do I get linear TV again? Because I want to watch these shows again. Because a lot of them weren't even on Max. And people had to say, well, you get YouTube TV, you get Fubo TV, Philo TV, Sling TV. People had no idea because they had cut cable years ago for streaming because they thought it would all be there, and it turns out it's not. And the experience has not been good. But you're telling me that from 5 to 7, I can watch classic cartoons from when I was 11 on Checkered Past for just a couple of hours. That's great. Sign me up. It's a reason to watch TV again. The bumpers are phenomenal. They are absolutely incredible. They're a mixture of both Adult Swim and the old Cartoon Network City. It's great. I love it. That's exactly what you need. Those are the things that you need to do to save linear TV, and I want to save linear TV. I am on board with any campaign to save linear broadcast TV from being usurped by streaming. Linear broadcast TV is relaxing, it's comforting, it's got a visual appeal and aesthetic that you can't replicate by just on-demand streaming. Bumpers are something you can't get with on-demand streaming. There's no point. Even with advertising, there's no point. It's not coming up next is so-and-so, because you get to choose what's coming up next, which is fine. People should be allowed to have that experience. Some people prefer that. I prefer just submitting to whatever is coming and allowing them to entertain me. I think that that's far better, in my opinion, especially if it's good stuff. I miss those days of television, and I want to see a revival of linear TV, and it looks like we are on the verge of seeing that, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I just don't want to see linear TV destroyed and going the way of the dodo. They thought that movie theaters would do that with theater, and it turns out it didn't happen. So, and the same with radio and everything else, and it turns out they still exist. So who knows? Who knows what will happen to linear TV along the lines, but I love it. And I know several people who watch me love it too. I adore linear broadcast TV, and I want it to survive even long after I'm dead. I will watch it till the day I die, till it's available. It is always a comfort. Some of my best memories with my family have been from linear TV. It's just wonderful. It's just a wonderful experience. There's a lot of linear channels I miss. I miss old school ABC Family, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel. I miss how the old school three-letter networks used to have more family content. I miss that. And I wish they would reconsider making more sitcoms, game shows, and Saturday morning cartoons. They can revive those networks because you can get them over the antenna, although there's a whole nother issue with that. You should check out the Antenna Man for he's a great YouTube channel that covers a lot of the stuff to do with antennas and over-the-air broadcasts. He's a big proponent of that, much like I am. But yeah, they have all of these resources and they're doing nothing with them because it's just cheaper with streaming. And they should be putting money, time, and investment into content for their television channels as well as their streaming. I think Warner Brothers is the one who understands this the most, followed closely by Paramount and then Disney with FX. And because I see a lot of stuff for FX, it's like streaming on Hulu and on TV. But then sometimes I see one or the other and I'm just like, stop. If I'm not subscribed to Hulu, I'm not going to subscribe just because I see it on linear television. It's just not going to happen. So stop doing it and just broadcast it on the network. Because that's where I'm going to see it if I'm interested. So, anyways, that's my plan to save linear TV. Who knows if they actually will or won't. When there's major fast TV news or linear TV news, be sure to tune in here and I'll be sure to cover it. And I will see you guys next time. This has been Super Koopa TV. God bless. Have a good one. Peace.